Welcome to the first Rocky Top rundown of the semester, your one-stop shop for all things Tennessee athletics. I'm Chloe Notowich alongside Brandon Goggins, and we've got you covered on all things Tennessee sports over the long weekend. Let's get straight into it, Brandon.
Let's do it. Saturday, the Volunteers kicked off their football season against Chattanooga inside Neyland Stadium. Tennessee received the ball first, sporting their brand new smoky gray jerseys. Cameron Seldon gets the season started off on the right foot with a good return to the 34-yard line. The Vols offense got most of the credit, but the defense was lights out with plays like this one. Gray helmets everywhere, forcing the fumble, and Tennessee comes up with the ball. That gives Nico Iamaleava and company great field position. He fakes the handoff and hits Ethan Davis on the slant in the end zone to put the Vols up 14-0. Tennessee back on offense. This time, Nico finds Dante Thornton on the 10-yard post route to the end zone. These two were on fire the whole game. Speaking of, Dylan Sampson was electric all day long as well, but look at how the O-line creates the gap, allowing him to truck right through the Mocs and push the Vols' lead.
Different quarters, same outcome. With the Vols back in the red zone, Nico drops back and finds Thornton again for 6. Back to Dylan Sampson, this time pushing the Vols forward into scoring position. Sampson rushed for 124 yards on 12 carries and had 3 touchdowns on the day. Chattanooga with the ball, trying to get something going before the half, but they get swarmed by the Vols defense. Chat had 227 yards on offense. The Vols, they had 718. So let's wrap up. Deep into the fourth quarter, the Mocs decide to punt on 4th and 1, but it's blocked by freshman Jordan Ross, and Tennessee gets the house call and runs it into the end zone. The Vols would finish the game with an emphatic 69-3 victory. With that, Nico Iamaleava sets a school record for Tennessee after getting 314 passing yards in just the first half. Tennessee has moved up 1 in the AP rankings to number 14.
Football wasn't the only sport to start their season. This past weekend, the Lady Vols volleyball team played 2 games, starting by hosting number 7 Penn State.
A record-setting crowd of 6,193 fans packed into Food City Center on Friday night for the number 15 Lady Vols game against 7th-ranked opponent Penn State. The two schools began the first set with a little back and forth. Here we have Hayden Kubik with a strategic tip that hits into a gap that Penn State is unable to recover. Tennessee able to catch up here as Caroline Kerr is about to set up her teammate with a beautiful ball, resulting in the equalizing kill. Tied up here, but Penn State, Jess Merzick takes the opportunity with a kill that brings them in the lead. But the Vols ended up picking up momentum with a 9-5 run to win the set 25-22. Here comes Merzick with a great hit right here. But Tennessee gets a heck of a dig to keep the play going. Here it comes back over to Penn State. And Taylor Tramwell with the kill for a Penn State point. It's a great cover by Merzick. But Penn State not able to keep it going for a Tennessee point. Here comes Penn State, back and forth here. Great hustle by Tennessee. Back over to Penn State. Angelina Stark from the back row with an aggressive hit that rebounds off of Tennessee for a Penn State point. Comes back over to Penn State. Great dig by Jillian Grimes. Ball is hit back over to Tennessee where they try to bring it back over, but Penn State blocks them, leading to win set 2, 25-15. 22-19, third set. What a hit by Tennessee to cut the lead down. Now here comes match point, 24-20, Penn State's chance to close it out. Back over to Penn State. Here we go. Cameron Hanna takes the opportunity with a tip just over the net, ending the game with a Penn State victory. So what do you think went wrong for the Lady Vols in this match, Brandon?
You know, Chloe, that's a great question. From an offensive standpoint, Penn State just flat out dominated the entire match. Together, the Nittany Lions had 60 kills and only 14 errors for an amazing hitting average of 343. On the other hand, while Tennessee had 48 kills, they matched that with 23 errors, making their average for the night 188. The 21 total errors made from the service line on both sides of the court were surprising to say the least. I think that their desire to be aggressive and adrenaline might have taken over serves in those moments. Leading the Lady Vols' defensive efforts was sophomore libero Sydney James, who posted a match-high 15 digs, while junior middle blocker Kiki Granberry tied for the match lead with 4 blocks. Back again on Sunday, the 15th ranked Lady Vols had a terrific matchup against the 6th-ranked Louisville Cardinals. The Lady Vols started off in a hold down 8-3 in the first set when Nina Kajik delivered a precise kill to cut the lead to 8-4. The Lady Vols kept persisting throughout the first set, with a kill coming from sophomore Katie Barrier, another kill coming from Kajik to cut the lead to 7. She ended the match with 9 kills. Kiki Granberry delivers a nasty kill in the second set to go up 5-2. She ended up with 8 kills on the day. The second set became more competitive by the second, with each team trading scores almost every single play. Nina Kajik began to catch fire in the second set, delivering for her team on every play. With the second set being the closest of the game, Tennessee had to deliver, but Charity Looper had other ideas, delivering this killer blow from the Louisville hitter, dropping the Lady Vols to 0-2 in the match. Now, I know that we just played Penn State. Louisville also just played Penn State, and Penn State actually beat them, believe it or not. So I don't know what that says about us, but I'm excited to see how we bounce back from this for sure. We had some good rallies here.
Yeah, it's tough playing 2 top-ranked teams back-to-back like that.
Back-to-back. They knew what they were doing when they made the schedule, but, you know, you can't control what you can't control.
Wow, what a hit.
What an effort from our Lady Vols.
Oh, here we are, starting off the final set with the vengeance was Caroline Kerr with a masterful kill to keep the set close. She finished the game with a team high of 6 digs, 24 assists, and 1 block. Granberry again knocks down a huge kill coming up right here, boom, to tie up the set at 12 apiece. Even though the Lady Vols were in the fight, yet again, Charity Looper strikes down the momentum with a masterful kill to go up 18-17 in the third set. Louisville ended up being too much for the Lady Vols at this point in the early season. Wow. While the first 2 matches didn't quite go their way, I'm eager to see how the Lady Vols bounce back from the unfortunate 0-2 start against 2 top-ranked programs. Make sure to catch the Lady Vols' upcoming home game this Thursday against 25th-ranked UCLA at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The Lady Vols soccer team was slated to play Duke on Sunday, but the game was canceled due to inclement weather.
As we know, the Vols had a series of unfortunate injuries during the 2023 season, perhaps most notably star receiver Bru McCoy, who went down with an ankle injury against South Carolina, and his status has been one of the biggest question marks of the offseason. For more on Bru's outlook on the 2024 season, here's our own William Patteson.
The last time Bru McCoy played in a football game for Tennessee, he was carted off the field into an ambulance to the hospital after suffering a fractured dislocation in his right ankle. 336 days later, on Saturday, McCoy made his return to the football field.
It was an emotional day for Tennessee star wide receiver Bru McCoy, who played in his first game back in Neyland Stadium Saturday against Chattanooga. The last time McCoy appeared was against South Carolina when he suffered a season-ending ankle fracture dislocation last season. McCoy was comforted by his family during the team's departure from the hotel, and once the game got started, McCoy did not skip a beat. McCoy racked in 6 receptions for 89 yards and was an immediate impact for new Tennessee quarterback Nico Iamaleava. McCoy stated postgame that it was, quote, a relief to get back on the field, but what meant more to him was playing this game for his grandfather, Tom Snyder, who passed away at the age of 81 from complications with cancer. When asked after the win what his grandfather would have said about his performance, McCoy said, quote, I can't think of anybody who would be more proud.
McCoy's comeback story is one of resilience and determination, and he is the definition of what it means to be a Vol for life. From Neyland Stadium, I'm William Patteson, Rocky Top Rundown.
ESPN released a list of their top 100 college football players ahead of the 2024 season. And to no Vol fans' surprise, star pass rusher James Pearce Jr. sits atop the list at number 1. While an absolute force to be reckoned with on the field, it's his off-the-field actions that prove his volunteer spirit. Here's reporter Michael Ware on Pearce's love for the fans.
What a beautiful way to kick off football on Rocky Top. On offense, Nico Iamaleava picked up right where he left off last season, and Bru McCoy returned fabulously from injury. On defense, they were stifling, allowing just 3 points, forcing a fumble, and blocking a punt for a touchdown. Now normally, defensive end James Pearce Jr. is wreaking havoc in the backfield and making big plays. But this weekend, he got to take a little bit of a breather. It was after the game where he made his mark. As the team wrapped up their typical tradition of conducting the band in front of the student section, most of the players headed back to the locker room. not James Pearce Jr. James Pearce took a lap around the stands, signing autographs, giving away equipment, and exchanging words with the Rocky Top faithful. He was so concerned with pleasing his fans, he had to be ushered away by team officials who were trying to get him back to the locker room with the rest of the team. For a guy who has developed quite the reputation as one of the biggest hitters and bullies on the field, he has quite the big heart off of it.
I spoke with the fans after Pearce was finally dragged away. They said this isn't uncommon at all for him, and that you can expect him to be the last player off the field every week.
Safe to say, James Pearce Jr. is a man of the people. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Michael. Man, what a guy, James Pearce Jr. I'm really excited to see more from him on and off the field as the season goes on. But that's going to do it for our first episode of the Rocky Top Rundown for the season. But don't you worry, we'll be right back here next week with a rundown on all the action and all things Tennessee sports. I'm Brandon Goggins.
And I'm Chloe Notowich. Have a great rest of your week and go Vols!